You too, what it do is your boy Benji, and we're back on TV. This is In Between the Ropes. We love all things entertainment, but of course we love wrestling this way. And I gotta chat because I went to an episode of Raw last year, and that really reinvigorated my love and passion for wrestling, particularly WWE. And I was on the road to WrestleMania 40, which ended up being one of the most spectacular WrestleManias of the decade. Now, we all know the gripes, the qualms, the pain that we've all felt heading into WrestleMania 40. And afterwards, it seemed as if there was going to be a little better that we were going to get. Not really. I actually attended Smackdown, this recent Smackdown, on the 16th of May. I got some video. My butt was hurting. I was sitting down so long, so I don't know how much vlog footage I got. I'll probably drop the vlog shortly, but I had to get up here and just rant about the episode in total. So, let's get straight to it, man. Like I said, it's always different to be there and, you know, kind of catch it versus catching the highlights or catching it live on TV. And look, Triple H said the people that matter are the people that are in the building, and I was in the building, so I think I deserve to have my voice being heard. Now, I was out there, and, of course, Solo Sikoa pops out, right? Solo Sikoa makes an appearance. Shout out Solo. So I guess he's back leading a faction again. Like, all of us were supposed to forget the fact that this dude lost on Raw on Netflix. Remember, he's no longer the Tribal Chief, so I don't know why he has people following him, particularly the United States Champion, who has done more in his own merit in less than a year than Solo has over the last couple. But for some strange reason, he's behind him. JC Mateo, which is what we're going to call him now, even though he was introduced as Jeff Cobb last week, literally like 5 days ago, at PLE. He's now got a new name. Anyways, that's fine. Whatever. We're gonna go with it. Solo comes out and he just begs Jacob to tell him how much we love you. And look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like y'all been talking about the crowds, and I will say, off rip, crowds were lit. Now, there was like a match prior, and I'll probably drop some of the footage in my vlog or whatever, but there was a match prior to this. It was like a speed match, Ivy Nile and Kaylani. So the crowd was hot. The crowd was cooking. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And that's something also that Solo kind of interrupts Jacob to try and say. And Jacob was like, yo, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm all gas, no brakes, and I don't need you. So we could tell the tension being built up. But again, I mean, I don't understand why anybody should care. I didn't really care too much because, guys, we've seen Solo win like 2 matches in the last year. This is our United States champion. Don't know why Solo has any say-so in anything that we should care about. Anyways, it isn't too long before tensions build up and LA Knight comes out and attacks Jason Mateo, attacks the Bloodline, and madness ensues. Again, LA Knight cannot escape the Bloodline vortex. No matter how hard he tries, no matter how hard the crowd cheers, no matter how hard the crowd yells, he's stuck. I don't even know how Jason Mateo is even a part of this Bloodline thing. The dude is not Samoan. Then we get a triple threat match for the Money in the Bank qualifiers. This is Alexa Bliss, Michin, and Chelsea Green. Michin is literally drunk. She's talking about how, you know, Michin in the Bank sounds nice. Yeah, Michin in the Bank would sound nice if you have won a match in the last year. So, like literally focus on winning a match. B-Fab, I don't know why B-Fab has all this confidence. She hasn't won a match either. Anyways, Chelsea Green, for some strange reason, continues to big up the Secret Harvest. For some strange reason, the Secret Harvest is not on her side. This is a triple threat match, no DQ. Why does it matter whether or not the Triple Harvest is on her side? Yo, we literally buried the Triple Harvest like a couple weeks ago. Remember when we had a tag team, like stacker match, where every team was just fighting over a couple minutes, of course, in order to qualify for an opportunity to fight at WrestleMania 41? And then we just like built this tag team up, Secret Harvest, and then just bury them. And they've literally been buried. Because they don't even get to walk out with Chelsea Green anymore. Not even to walk out and usher her to the ring. Whatever. So we got a good like beginning of the match where, you know, Chelsea Green is entertaining. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. She's entertaining. Y'all follow on social media. Again, Chelsea Green, most entertaining on social media. Her whole Secret Harvest gimmick was excellent if you follow her on social media. The WWE does a terrible job trying to get it right. But at least her entrance encompass her having the what was it? Pledge allegiance to Chelsea Green. That was cool. But the match has some solid moments in it. I mean, the crowd's popping for Alexa Bliss. I guess WWE remembered that they have Alexa Bliss in the back, so they finally decided to use her, and she ends up winning this match. I ain't gonna lie, she has some aura. I ain't gonna lie. Like, in person, she got some aura. This is like literally my angle. This is literally like how I was watching the match. Like right here. Alright, so then we had Fraxiom pop out and fight against DIY. I mean, Fraxiom's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely some cool moments. DIY is actually pretty entertaining in person. I think I saw them when I was at Raw too, when they were good guys, but now I get to see them as bad guys, and they do a lot better job, I think, as presentation wise, as bad guys. I mean, I'm not mad at Fraxiom getting the call up, but I mean, we did a lot of build up over the last 7 months to make the tag teams seem significant, to then have Fraxiom just show up and run through everybody. It's kind of wild. And some people made some good points that DIY ends up losing to these guys via a roll up, but the Street Profits, who's actually your tag team champs, and the people that we've been building a bit of concern, contempt, and empathy for over the last 4 years because they haven't won any gold, they lose off a regular finisher, drop kick, and get pinned. But these guys lose to roll up. I don't know if we should feel worse one way or the other, but y'all let me know about that. Of course, DIY is not going to go out without a fight until they start to beat up Fraxiom after the match, and Motor City Machine Guns come to save them. Don't know why they're coming to save them, because look, guys, they're probably going to turn on you too. But it's a nice feel-good moment from the old guys finally giving a little bit of tutelage and passing the torch to the young guys. So that's kind of cool. Aliester Black pops out. I'm not going to lie, his entrance actually does have aura, but in ring, I actually am not mad at the way the Miz comes out. And again, this is kind of like one of those old passing the torch to a young guy kind of thing, which is kind of dope. But again, it's tough for any of us to care about Carmelo. He's actually solid in the ring. I mean, I think he's got enough charisma to be somebody, but I think he's funny enough too where we could make it make sense. But for some strange reason, the WWE just feels like this guy should just lose it to everybody. And yeah, Miz makes it makes a good point alongside Melo. The Aliester Black's already been here for a month. What is his purpose? What is his goal? He just shows up, doesn't speak. He sits crisscross applesauce in the ring, and just wants to kick the Miz and kick Carmelo Hayes. We haven't even heard him speak yet. What is his goal? So I mean, it's just another guy. I think they have no idea what the direction is going to be with him. And while Melo could do many great things, they just have him just putting people over. I don't get it. But we finally get a nothing but net for Melo, so that was cool. Even though the match ended up in the DQ because the Miz interrupted it. He literally could not sit still this match. He's running around like a crazy person the entire match. And then, I ain't gonna lie, my Aura King saved the show, Drew McIntyre. Dude, those fire explosions in person, bro, they are loud, dude. And Drew McIntyre is huge. After just watching this lineup of people that came out prior to, Drew McIntyre is huge. And I think this brings up a good point, too. I was thinking about this earlier, and I was like, I just don't understand why it doesn't feel larger than life. And you think about it, but the superstar's not larger than life. I mean, there was a point in time where we had superstars like The Rock, John Cena, The Undertaker, Kane, Big Show. These guys are 6'10", 6'9", 6'8", 300 pounds, 6'5", huge people. I think a lot of us were able to get behind Roman Reigns being this evil, domineering, physically imposing guy that stood at the top of the company because he's literally physically imposing. He's a big dude. So it makes sense. It wouldn't make sense it doesn't make sense for a lot of people to believe that Solo Sikoa is leading this Bloodline 2.0 because he's literally not even half the guys in Bloodline 2.0 are bigger than him. So it's bro, why are we listening to you? It's not like you're super strategic mentally or nothing like that. You don't have no wisdom. You are a physical enforcer just like the rest of us were. So why are we listening to you? Yeah, at least there's a respect that we could all have visually for a lot of these people that are actually larger than life. It makes sense that Jade, Bianca, and Rhea would be at the top of the card because they look like Greek goddesses. If we would throw them in an arena, we would believe that I put my money on this person to win. It's tough for me to believe that Zelina Vega is going to be our United States champion that stands tall. And speaking of Zelina Vega, this is our United States champion that a lot of people are struggling to get behind. We don't even know her entrance music, but for some strange reason, she doesn't end up on the show. On a 3-hour show, I'm not mad at them having a lot of matches, but again, they're just a bunch of matches. Like, it's cool, but this kind of felt like I see what y'all be saying. Like, now me seeing it in person, this does feel like a glorified house show. It's like I just show up and just get a bunch of cool matches, woo, and then we go home. Nothing really developed here. Nothing really made any sense in terms of storyline or any connectivity to anything that happened prior or where they could possibly lead things in the future. There was nothing here really made any sense. What is Chelsea Green going to do during Money in the Bank? She had one of the greatest moments of the match last year. But now she's just going to not get an opportunity? I don't know what that means. Michin, I think she could have did well in a hardcore match. But, I mean, sure, at least Alexa Bliss has won before, and she's got a little bit of a name and gravitas to carry her to have people buy tickets. It's really just what it is right now. It's the most popular people get an opportunity. That's it. But anyways, again, it's tough for me to believe or get behind a lot of the women on the roster because I think there are some talented people, specifically in NXT, that can do flips and do cool things. There's a bunch of 5'2" women that are doing flips and doing cool things. But again, if you put them next to like Rhea Ripley or like Bianca Belair, they get dwarfed in size. And it's like, but I just can't believe this person's going to win. At least with Dominic Mysterio, while he's not physically imposing, we know that he's dirty Dom. He's going to cheat in order to win. He'll have 5 people backing him every match in order to try and ensure that he gets a W. Because he's not going to beat you off with just pure strength. He's not going to put you in like a Batista bomb and then we're like, oh my gosh, Dom definitely put that guy through the mat. No. So I think that's kind of the problem too, is that we have like a lack of dudes that are like physically imposing. Like they're like after their match, Fraxiom goes to the back and talks to Street Profits, which again I guess going to put their title on the line against Fraxiom. And like, dude, we're literally looking at it. Fraxiom is like half the size of the Street Profits. So it's like, why should I even believe that these guys even have an opportunity? Like, why would they even have a chance? But whatever. Anyways, Drew spits some facts and begs the question that we all are yearning to get the answer for. Why does Damian Priest keep butting his nose in Drew's business? Damian Priest cuts his vignette about how Drew, we're going to end things. As what is the Saturday night's main event in a Hell in a Cell match. Why? Bruh, I beat you. This is your match, street fight. I literally beat you clean. Put you through multiple tables. Put you through steel steps. Bruh, give up. Go focus on something else. Do something safe, bruh. Damian Priest almost died the other week. I'm sorry, Drew McIntyre almost died the other week because Damian Priest literally choke slammed him and slammed his head into the floor. We all thought, oh gosh, I thought Drew had a concussion or something like that. Like, oh dang, Drew, whoa. Damian Priest, you focus on Drew McIntyre. Go win a match, bruh. And again, like I said, at the end of the day, I think these guys have done good with what they've been given. It doesn't really make enough sense. I get it. There is at least some type of long-standing history between these two. But it just seems like, hey, look, Damian Priest is like, bro, I had to do what I had to do in order to get what I needed to get. And it seems like that's kind of the same for Drew McIntyre. It is not the same thing like where CM Punk was literally going out of his way to ensure that regardless of what happens, Drew McIntyre is not going to win. Didn't matter if I win, it just matters as long as you don't win. That was kind of the vibe CM Punk was on with Drew. Drew just so happened to be an innocent bystander in the midst of Damian Priest chaos. So I don't really know why these two have like serious beef like this, where they had to be in a Hell in a Cell match. I get it, but I don't. And I think it's just realistically, these two guys, while they can put together some solid matches, while they can give us some solid promos, it just feels like they're just being used to be fodder. They're being used to be the main event of the attraction. It's like Jurassic Park, man. Like we're manufacturing a situation in where the coolest people just show up and beat each other's heads in, and these two guys are willing to do that. So they just get to do it, and that's how they end up on cards. That's how they end up on events, even though there could be plenty of solid things that they could be doing. Okay, so then we get this match. Triple threat for the Money in the Bank qualifiers. Jimmy returns, and I mean, he does a little like J-esque promo prior to the match. And I ain't gonna lie, the people in the crowd are like ridiculous because a lot of people are confused and they're like yeeting. This is Jimmy, guys. Like literally. Crazy. Rey Fenix, well, I think it could be absolutely insane to see him in this match. What have I been telling you guys? He's probably going to be doing a tag team match, similar time. It's probably going to happen. Anyways, this is a solid, I guess, match. Solo was like spiking Jimmy through that table multiple times. Literally, I mean, we're talking about spinning solos. We're talking about Samoan backdrops, all of that. Rey Fenix has some cool moves. Dude, I don't understand how he walks on that rope. He's crazy. Solo ends up winning, and I mean, I don't think anyone wants to watch Solo in the Money in the Bank match. I don't think anybody believes Solo should be in the Money in the Bank match. If you recall, over the last 2 years, Solo has like 100 L's. Like, no joke. There was a point where Solo was literally like 0-62. And then he gets casted into the World Championship scene after Roman Reigns bounces and then just loses a bunch of matches following. And then he wins a couple here and there in order to make sure that none of us forget about him. And Solo can hoop. Realistically speaking, if he's not booked to like lose, he can hoop. He had some solid matches with Cody Rhodes and whatnot. But it's so inconsistent, it makes no sense. This dude was an enforcer, and then he goes and loses every match. And then he comes back and wins a couple, and then he goes back and losing every match, and now he's back winning. When he's literally been losing, like he's like, whatever. I guess Solo's going to get an opportunity. Anyways, not long after this match where LA Knight starts fighting Jason Mateo. And, of course, Nick Aldis says plenty of things that could occur. LA Knight, who has beef with Jacob Fatu for snatching the United States Championship away. Some strange reason Nick Aldis says, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make JC Mateo, the guy who just literally came to the company a couple days ago, he fights against LA Knight. Again, I'm one of the people in the arena cheering for LA Knight. For some strange reason, LA Knight is still stuck in a bloodline vortex and not doing anything productive. He could be fighting Solo. He could be fighting Jacob Fatu if you're going to rehash this stuff. No, he fights JC Mateo, who literally, like, this dude looks like he's somebody's uncle in the crowd when he's fighting. I'm like, okay, I'm coming to sort of fresh mindset. I have not seen this dude fight. What are y'all gassing Jeff Cobb, Jason Mateo? What are y'all gassing him to be? This match was horrendous. This match was terrible. And LA Knight was out there. I ain't gonna lie, LA Knight pulled some moves out of the bag. I said, hold on, LA Knight? It seems like every match, LA Knight brings out something that he hasn't brought out before. But he can't save this. Nothing you can do to save this. You got juice, you got aura, people hitting every time you do a move. People are starting to care less about LA Knight, and that's the problem here. This is a dude that for years people were cheering, people were yang, people were popping, people were listening, strung along by every word of his promos. And now he's out here battling against Jason Mateo, and he loses. He loses to a dude that can't even move around the ring. Dude that's like take off 10 layers. Dude, like, he literally loses to an uncle, bro. Literally. And again, this goes back to the physicality aspect. LA Knight's ripped. Jason Mateo looks like again, somebody's uncle that he just put out of the crowd. He's just like wobbling around the ring. He's not, like, this was just bad. I ain't gonna lie. It was just bad. And I hate it for LA Knight because, again, it seems almost if Triple Knight has been alluding to everybody that the people that work the hardest, to get the most pops, to sell the most merch, the crowd gets behind, are going to be the ones that see success. We are in the arena going crazy for LA Knight. And this dude has to dumb down his offense, dumb down his bravado, dumb down his charisma just to lose to who we don't even know this guy's name. His name was Jeff Cobb 5 days ago. Now Jason Mateo. I didn't even know his name was JT Mateo until I got right in front of this computer and I saw some of the descriptions in these pictures. I didn't even know what his name was. I heard Solo say that in his promo. He was like, yeah, me, my main man JC, which I thought was like, okay, Jeff Cobb. But No, his name is actually Jason Mateo. Anyways, our main event, Tiffy Time versus Nia Jax. Nia Jax is pretty physically imposing, and I think that they book her well to at least be that. But there was a moment or two where like she's doing some things where we're like, okay, this is definitely over. I thought it was over, but for some strange reason, Tiffany keeps kicking out. And then it was a cool point where Nia's like, all right, forget this, I'm gone. I'm just taking the belt. But he takes the belt in order to distract the referee to go get a chair, and then she ends up getting kicked in the head. And I didn't notice it until afterward, like when I saw it online, when I saw people talking about it. But yeah, like Nia, when she goes grabs the chair, Tiffany drop kicks her and like she like busts her open, bro, with the chair. That chair, like it looked brutal in person, but I didn't know she was bleeding until afterward. But Tiffany ends up getting the win. Cool, yay, nice, that's awesome. But I ain't gonna lie, the people love Tiffy. I ain't gonna lie. People in the ring were shouting Tiffy Time. There was a lot of Tiffy Time signs. People were yelling Tiffy Time when she walked out of the arena. People love Tiffy, so I can't even be mad at that. I don't know why. She hasn't said anything significant. It seems like in the WWE right now, as long as you have a solid enough entrance, you can do some cool moves. I take it back. At the bare minimum, if you have something that people will stick to, then you're good. Like, there was a point I would think Jacob was doing some solid promos when he first got into WWE. Now he's just kind of sticking to the same script. Because at the end of the day, the crowd, the arena, the people just want to hear you say something that they can stick to, that they can remember. And every time they say it, they can write on a sign and that'll be a slogan. That'll be your meme. That'll be something that's relatable to you. So everybody would just want to say, get all gas, no brakes. And everybody wants to say, yada mean. Yo, if somebody from the Bay Area, I know what that's like. I know what yada mean you're talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I know that. But now, everybody just saying yada mean. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking. We don't even know that. But anyways, like I said, and this is kind of like one of my biggest critique of SmackDown has been. There's some people that can hoop on SmackDown. There's some talented wrestlers in ring. A couple talented people too went on the mic. But there's no cohesion. There's no connectivity. Nothing even like there's just it's just throwing people out there just for entertainment. That's literally it's a 3-hour show. I ain't gonna lie, my butt was hurting because I was sitting down so long. I was like, golly, this is getting uncomfortable. Like nothing is happening that makes any sense. Dude, R-Truth is announced that he's gonna be fighting against John Cena. And y'all talking about this makes sense. It doesn't. But John Cena is R-Truth's a childhood hero. R-Truth is lying. The gag is that he's being funny since John Cena is obviously younger than him. It's impossible for R-Truth to have had John Cena be a childhood hero. There is no connection to John Cena and R-Truth. They've had a couple gags. John Cena did come back and do a match with R-Truth. Why begin this match? I don't know. Maybe it's to try and drum up some final heat to see if people will finally cheer against John Cena. Probably not. I think people will be alright with watching R-Truth get squashed. Again, SmackDown has become a collection of people just fighting just to fight. There's no rhyme, reason, or coherence behind it. I mean, you literally had Berto and Angel butting heads to the point where Berto left last week and Santos Escobar is cutting a promo in the back talking about how Angel needs to go find Berto and bring him back to Legado de Fantasma because we're all about loyalty. Literally, no, you're not, Santo. You left Rey Mysterio. You were disloyal to him. And why should he be loyal to you? You haven't done anything. You guys have accomplished nothing. As a unit, you've accomplished 0 as a tag team. You've accomplished 0 as a faction, and you've accomplished 0 as an individual. Why should he be aligning with you? You're not even a good coach. You're not a good manager. Nothing. So yeah, that's my problem. I don't have no problem with like these people getting in the ring and putting together solid matches. And I mean, most of the matches today were not even good. I'm not even gonna lie. Like there were some entertaining spots, but as a whole, no. If at least there's some story behind them that make a little bit of sense, it'd be cool. This match should happen months ago. It didn't. The show was lost, man. I couldn't even get a CM Punk sighting. I had my CM Punk t-shirt on, too. I couldn't get a John Cena sighting. I couldn't get a Cody Rhodes. I couldn't see Roman Reigns. Nothing. I mean, we've got LA Knight. Instead of him having Game 7s with Carmelo Hayes, with Andrade, with somebody of significance, he's putting over 42-year-old JC, Jeff Cobb. Instead of using LA Knight's hype to get that momentum train going for him to get a world championship, and getting that momentum train going for him to build up some of the young talent like Carmelo Hayes, instead of even giving him to build up the talent like Jacob Fatu, we're getting him fighting 42-year-old JC Mateo, which nobody even knows why he's at this point. Does anybody know why he's aligned himself with Solo? Why is he in the bloodline? He is not Samoan. Why did he come to the WWE? Nobody knows. I'm done. Y'all please help me out in the comments below.